Hi, Piyush. How are you today?
Good, Jillian. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good to see you. Today, September 4th, 2025. We're here for our usual monthly stats and mortgage forecasts update. We received the numbers. They are interesting once again. Stats is time of the month that I like to kind of take the pulse on where the market is going, so that we can translate it for our viewers and people we cater to for our respective industry. You for mortgages, and myself for real estate services. So, how your summer been so far?
Summer's been great. It's been a great
Nice.
summer. Got to enjoy it after a very long time.
Nice, nice. I had a great summer too. I had friends visiting from France. They get to discover BC. Got to show them around a little bit. We ate a lot of salmon. We ate a lot of salmon and sushi. They loved it. They were quite impressed with the spot. Next summer is going to be the World Cup. I think it will be on the big screen all over the world, so we can expect to make an impression to the world and have some people visiting after that. So
Yeah.
it is some blessed land here in BC. All right, very
Fingers
good.
crossed that we can get some tickets.
Yes, yes, definitely. Any game, any
Pretty
game
much,
will do.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Because you can say you went to a World Cup game, right?
indeed. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a busy time. Very good. All right, let's get going. For the usual charts. Actually, on that note, I see colleagues doing some um, market updates as well, and they talk all the time, and I'm like, okay, but they don't, they don't have like charts necessarily, and I
Hmm.
find it difficult to kind of explain something without a visual to base your opinion on. So off we go. That's it. We're going to do the usual supply, demand, price evolution. And we're looking right now at the supply total inventory since 2005 on rolling 12 months to kind of have like a smoother evolution. And we can assess that the inventory rising up is rising up. And actually, that's my main comment right now. We are 34% above the 10-year average. And I want to kind of dig deeper a little bit on that particular aspect of the 10-year average. So 10-year average is the average that 10-year, right? So if we are at the average, we can say market is balanced, right? It is where it's supposed to be. Now in Vancouver, fluctuations are so that it's a volatile market when it comes to sales volumes and prices. Okay, so right now, the inventory minus 34% of the 10-year average is sorry, above the 10-year average, above the 10-year average. So it means that, as we can see on the chart, is rising up significantly,
Yeah.
significantly. And then when we will pass the mic to you, Piyush, we're going to talk about the mortgage renewal wall, because a lot of mortgages are up for renewal in 2025, 2026. And how will that impact the total inventory, right? So going back to the good old law of price evolution, the invisible hand adjusts the price depending on the supply and the demand. So that's why we're doing this stats update this way, right? Why we're using those charts of supply and demand. So supply is still going up, and on the other hand, the sales had a little bit of an uptick
Yeah.
from the previous months. It's still quite low. still quite low. We are below the 10-year average, and the 10-year average for right here, sorry, is right here. So for the sales activity, we are 19% below the 12-year average, the 10-year average. Okay, so we're a bit better than what we were, still below the 10-year average. Okay. So how does that impact the price? Well, the price has been like, what we're looking at is the median sales price. Okay, so from July to August, it's been steady. Okay, on some other metrics, it shows that there's been a little decrease. So, for instance, if we look at the detached market, so year over year, we're down 3.8% overall. Okay, detached, we're down 4.8% year over year. Apartments, condos, 4.4% year over year, and townhouse down 3.5% year over year. So we understand that sellers have to be a bit more motivated price-wise to meet their buyers. Okay, and to the extent that they are, buyers are showing up, and I think like we still need to monitor the evolution of those key data, supply, demand, price evolution. But to the extent that the supply is going to keep rising and the demand will be still on the lower level, prices in no logic, as we mentioned before in our market update, like if it's the seller that needs to go meet the buyer, right? Like there are less buyers out there, and to the extent that one seller receives an offer, it's very important to treat it with the utmost seriousness and respect. So that being said, we are in a situation on a global economic level where there is still some uncertainty, and that's why some buyers have a hard time committing to a real estate project. And then I think, in my opinion, what will be very important is to see how owners react to the mortgage renewal that they are into for 2025, 2026 because of the employment situation due to our relationship with the United States and the tariff and so on. So then I'll hand it to you, Piyush. What do you see on your side?
So on my side, I do see buyer activity picking up. Usually summer's supposed to be quiet. People are on vacations and stuff, but I have seen people making moves, taking advantage of the fact that there's a lot of inventory out there, so it gives them a lot of bargaining power. So it matches what your chart reflected there. So buyers are getting into the market, and they are finding the home that they want. So, as we talked about in our previous Zoom meeting, that back, few years ago, people settled for what they could find because they would be in multiple offer situations. Now they have the time to shop around. They're looking at, they're looking at 10 different properties, and they're taking their time. They're doing their due diligence, and they are getting, the home they want. And interest rates are, holding steady for the moment. So there's not as much volatility that's happening. So it's getting people in that comfort zone, and people are now accepting the facts that the rates are going to be where they are right now. It's no, there's no going back to what we saw in 2020, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. The US, they have so the Feds they have a meeting September 16th, I think it
I
is.
believe so.
Sorry, yeah. So regarding their interest rate,
Yeah.
and to what extent, if they reduce the rate,
Mhm.
Canada would have to follow.
So Canada, what we've seen the past year is that the Bank of Canada has now diverged from what the Fed does.
Hmm.
Previously, we would mirror what the US did.
Yeah.
But if you go and see in the beginning of this year, we did do, several drops versus the US, they didn't do any. So what the prediction right now is that there's a 90% chance that the Fed will drop the rate
Hmm.
this month, the US Fed.
Yeah.
Canada, there's a 50-50 split still because there
Hmm.
are many, even though the inflation has come down. So right now, the key inflation rate sitting at, I believe, 1.9. Sorry, 1.7. Last month it was 1.9. Right now, sitting at 1.7. There are other things that are affecting Canada. Canadian GDP has shrunk in this past quarter.
Okay.
There is uncertainty um, in the economy because of the tariff wars, because we are seeing job losses that are happening. As you saw right now, a couple of plants out in the East Coast, they are shutting down. Like, for example, a liquor company has decided to shut down its bottling operation and move part of it down to the US. So there's going to be job losses that's going to be occurring because of that.
Hmm.
And there's also uncertainty on the US side because of the tariffs that they imposed. So just recently, the Trump administration lost a case, though. So the US, one of the US courts have ruled his tariffs are illegal. So if they're illegal,
Yeah.
then so they may have to refund all those tariffs back to those businesses, and that's going to cost billions of dollars.
Hmm.
Because of that uncertainty, the 10-year US bond yield actually went up. So as we previously said, the 10-year the Canadian 5-year bond yield mirrors the US 10-year bond yield. And the 5-year bond yield is the one that determines the fixed rates.
Yeah.
So fixed rates towards the end of July had gone up, and they were coming back down. But now with this ruling, because of the uncertainty and potential of the U.S. government having to pay back billions and billions of dollars, that bond yield has gone up and pushed our yields up as well. So
Okay.
we are still in a very uncertain period. So the Bank of Canada has to be very thoughtful about the fact that if the effects of them dropping the Bank of Canada rate, because that's going to heat up, it might potentially increase inflation.
Hmm. So
And
I pulled up the 5-year bond rate,
yeah,
and it's like, yeah, we can see that in July it did rise, and now we're going back down.
yeah. So you're
Um,
looking at it for what's the time period you're looking at?
I'm looking at
So that's
6 months.
6 months. So bring it down to about a 5 month. Sorry, 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah. So you'll see the little bit of so like I was saying, you see the dip happening towards the end,
Yeah.
and then it starts to go
Pick
back
up.
up.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. This one.
I have a bit of a, yeah, so my chart's a little bit different that I have over here. So what you do see is the volatility. Even though on your chart is showing it's trending down, it's actually going back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I'm on a 5-day, and then that's when the ruling, I guess, occurred.
Yeah, so you see a jump. So the ruling occurred, I believe, September 2nd, right? On the Tuesday, day after Labor Day. So you have the
Mhm.
volatility. So the fixed rates are still going to be under pressure
Okay.
because of this situation. Because most people usually lean towards, people want the certainty. Most people take a fixed rate. A lot
Yeah.
of people go towards 5-year fixed rates. If you want that long-term certainty, you're not going anywhere. But a lot of but there's people nowadays, because of the fact that interest rates are high, they are looking at the 3-year fixed rates much more closely because of the possibility of renewing earlier and into a lower rate, a few years down the road from now.
Yeah.
So, that this can perfectly segue into the folks that are renewing. What you mentioned, the whole
Yeah.
renewal,
Yeah.
and
How,
it ties.
what's the amount of like percentage of mortgages that are renewal? It's a big number. Like
It
in
was now. I can't remember what the actual percentage was, but it was a significant percentage of Canadian renewals that were mortgage renewals in Canada that were going to happen
Mhm.
in 2025 and 2026. And
Mhm.
people are going through those renewals as they come up.
Mhm.
20, yeah, and the reality is, a lot of these folks will see a big jump in their
In their
monthly
monthly payment. Yeah.
payment. So,
Yeah,
for
because
example, yeah,
ultimately people took advantage of the low interest rate in 2020, 2021, and we're talking 1.5 2% for a fixed rate, right?
yeah,
5-year fix, that those were the numbers back then, maybe 2.3, and right now they're looking at 4 for something.
exactly.
There you go.
So this is the example that I have. I just used $400,000 mortgage amount. If you had a 1.96 25-year amortization, your monthly payment was $1,686. But now that your renewal is coming up, and now you are paying. Okay, I have to switch tabs. Second. And that, oops. And then when
I'm
you
still here.
same thing, I just wanted to visually show it to people. There we go. So now same thing, you're going to be renewing at 4%. Now your monthly mortgage payment is going to be 2,104.
And the one before was 1,600.
Was 1,600. So 16 something. So it was, so you're looking at somewhere being, $500 in difference.
$500. Wait a
Um,
second.
increase.
Wait a second. $500 on 1,600. That's nearly 30%
Yeah.
increase.
Yeah.
That's intense. So $500 annually translates into $6,000.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
And typically, your incomes probably hasn't gone up by that much.
Yeah.
So this can be a tough situation for a lot of people, but there are ways around it.
Ah,
One of the things that we can do, as you can see over here, it's a 25-year amortization.
yes.
We can increase the amortization and reduce that payment. Did you see that?
Okay. 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 Yeah. 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 So right now, from 2100 went down to 1900.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. Something more verbal.
Yeah. So there are many things that we can do with this, because the example I used was 25-year amortization. You know, ideally, let's say if you started at a 30-year amortization to begin with, now 5 years later, now your amortizations come back to 25 years. So we could increase it. And same
Go
thing,
back to 25. So basically,
go
you
back
were
to
at 30.
30-year amortization.
You paid 5, so now it's 25, but then you go back to 30.
You're back. Okay. Yeah. So go back to increase it back up to 30-year amortization.
Okay.
So there's always ways of helping people out. And same thing, even if you were a 20-year amortization, we can always play around with the numbers, change it. And there are other different things that we could do, is depending on the value of your home. If it was below $1 million, we can actually get you a better rate than this. It's called a insurable switch transfer. So we would have to move you from your current lender to a new lender, and we actually get the mortgage insured. So that's a strategy that us brokers have access to.
To remind our viewers, if you're not insured, you pay a higher rate.
Yeah.
And when you're insured, you pay a lower rate.
Yeah. So that's the CMHC insurance or Sagen insurance, or or Canada Guarantee.
Yeah.
There's several different companies that offer insured mortgages in Canada.
But how do you want to switch to insured mortgage? Let's say the property was less than $1 million. Then you're switching to insured mortgage because you're considering that some of those payments that went to principal are now below 20%, or you're taking cash out. I don't know.
No. So with the insurable thing, we're not going to refinance. What we're essentially doing is what we call the switch transfer. So essentially,
Oh, you froze.
Whatever everything is right now. So if you're in the end of the term,
you froze for a second.
Yeah.
So can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah. So with the way it works is with insurable, where I'm talking about a specific product called a switch transfer. So you're taking your $400,000 that's come up for renewal. We'll take that to a different lender, and you have to meet certain criteria. You have to meet the insurable, the CMHC insurance criteria. Your ratios cannot be high. It has to fit within that certain box, 39 and 44% GDS. And if your LTV, your loan to value, is 65% or less, it can be higher, but usually 65% is that sweet spot. Where we can get your mortgage insured by CMHC, and here's the kicker: you don't pay the premium.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
The lender pays the premium for you.
By premium, you mean the insurance?
Insurance.
Because it comes to a cost, and the lender pays for the insurance.
Yeah.
And lends you money at the lower rate.
At a lower rate.
You heard it first. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's why, people who, worry about the renewals, you have options. And that's why we always, tell the people, clients, that look at other options. Yes. Here's the thing. The easiest thing for you to do is to renew with your current lender. If there are certain things, because here's the thing, when your renewal comes up, your current lender will not ask you for any income documents. They're not going to requalify you. So that is the easiest thing for you to do. But if you don't have any concerns about requalifying, and you do have concerns about the affordability of the payments, that's going to be your reality when the renewal comes, then that's where you should speak with a broker. Because we can come up with a strategy that's completely catered to your situation, and we can give you a better option than what the bank can. Because what the bank can offer you is a good rate, but they can't offer you, what I'm offering.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some solution there. Very nice
Yeah.
resource. Good stuff. Yeah. Very nice. Because then from there you can lower it even more than the 1900 we're looking at right now. To the extent
Yeah.
we are, talking about that specific situation.
Yeah. And then
So
because when at renewal, you also have an option. This is something I always advise my clients. Don't just make your monthly payments. There's an option. You can pay up to 20%. And not many folks can pay down 20% of your original mortgage amount on an annual basis. I get that. But always make some sort of additional lump sum payments on
yeah,
top of your monthly mortgage, because that lump
yeah,
sum payment will go all towards principal.
I
When you
know.
make just the monthly payment, a good chunk of it goes towards servicing the debt. You're paying the interest.
Yeah. Yeah,
So on
that's very
renewal,
good. So to our
exactly.
viewers, if there is one thing you can take away from this time you had invested watching the video until now, if you're paying a mortgage, you have your set monthly or bi-monthly payment. Try to do something like a month or maybe half a month of extra payments, because this extra money will go directly towards your principal and reduce the amount that you need to repay, and then reduce the time that you have your mortgage for. That ultimately translate into less interest
Yeah.
and
So big
both a
savings.
lot of savings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very good. Well, interesting. So you're saying, like, because of the tariff situation and the ruling, there was still some volatility on the bond market, and we need to see the end of that to have a bit more certainty as per where the fixed rate is going to go.
Yes. So that's what we recommend, is that clients are looking to getting a rate hold. Rate holds, depending on the bank, can vary from 90 to 120 days.
Okay.
It's there for you if you want to use it. If you don't, it expires. It doesn't hold you anything to it. It's a
Mhm.
little bit of a safety. It's an insurance that you have if you're actively out there in the market. And to be honest, if you're not actively out in the market, you're going to lose money. When you start going to the situation, let's say you wait till next year, or you wait until spring, and then everybody else is going to jump in the market, and
Mhm.
you're going to get into the multiple offer situation.
Yeah, like the market will flip, just like it flipped, it will flip again. Like that's how it goes. And timing the market is something that is difficult. Nobody knows about the future. When all of that will happen, I don't know. Do you know, Piyush? Probably not. So, but at the same time, it will come back. We don't know. We don't know when, and we'll just we'll try to provide that information ahead of everybody else when we see it happening. That's for sure, right? So we're gonna keep monitoring those 10-year average numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to the first part of the podcast, where you have your 10-year average in terms of supply, we are above 30
34%, you said.
34% above the 10-year average in terms of supply, which is a lot. And then in terms of demand, we are down 19% from the 10-year average. So once those numbers will come at the 10-year average, we'll have a better visibility as per where the market is going, the dynamics are shifting. And then it will be ultimately your last chance to get in before
Yeah.
before we go back to seller's market again.
So I have a question for you. Do you have a stat on which says how long an average listing is sitting on the market for right now? How many
Yeah, I
days?
can show you that. I can show you that. Here we go. But I will provide some caution to this number. Okay. So here, I'm going to do it like that. Okay. So Okay. Somehow the screen
Because
is
my thinking is detached homes are sitting on the market for much, longer
1 second.
because their
I need to
prices.
adjust the I need to have my okay. Self-directive. Okay. Okay. Here we can see. All right, new listings. Day on market.
Mhm.
Day on market. So again, we're looking at all property types: detached, attached, condos for all Greater Vancouver. Okay, over the last 20 years on a 12 months average. So
20 days.
right now, yeah, it shows as 20 days.
Okay.
Okay, it shows at 20 days, but the kind of reserve that I want to communicate is that when there is a listing that doesn't sell for some time, sometimes we do a price reduction without a new listing, or we cancel the listing and then we do the price reduction and we relist, right? So that if you take just the second time around the listing has been on the MLS, then it will just show the time it has been on the market for that time, right?
I see. Okay.
On the list. It's not going to take the previous time where it was on the market for 2, 3, 6 months before you got an offer. So ultimately, I think we have access to this data. I would not give this data too much veracity, but ultimately, it's still showing a trend that listing stays on market more and more. And if you want to look, for example, for the detached market specifically, then it's crunching numbers. Yeah. So right now, well, it's kind of okay. So yeah, we're looking at a upward trend and 23 days. So longer and longer.
Yeah.
Right. Does that answer your question, Mr. Piyush?
Yeah, but you bring up a good point about when an agent terminates the listing and then the list it back up. So then these numbers, 23 days seems a little bit low compared to even what I've seen in my own neighborhood. Like I've seen things like there's the development townhouses. They've been up there for at least 90 days or more. So yeah.
Yeah, it's Vancouver buyers and sellers have been used to a very active market over the past couple of decades. Okay, and when you are involved in such market for so long, you create strong belief, and that the market will do this, the market will do that. The truth is, we don't know. We don't know what it will do when. We just don't know. So right now, again, it goes back to the project of the buyer, the project of the seller. Like, okay, why do you want to buy? Okay, well, we're having a kid. Okay, well, you need an extra bedroom. Like, can you wait until market does something specific? When there are multiple offers going all over the place? No, you can't really wait, right? You need to buy now. Same for sellers. Okay, so for sellers, it goes back to the project. Like, why are you selling? Like, okay, well, I'm selling because I'm moving out of the country, and actually, this year is the most in 20 years or so that Canadians are moving out of the country.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw.
Yeah. So people have those projects where they're moving out. They can be Canadians, or they can be dual citizens, or permanent resident, where they decide to take their life to another country.
Yeah.
Okay. So that, plus the fact that the federal government restricted the amount of newcomers, qualified workers, and students in the country, that shrinks the pool of potential buyers.
Yeah.
And shrinks the demand as well. Okay. So again, when to get in the market, and I had that conversation last night with friends where they want to do a lateral move. Okay.
Mhm.
So what basically, like they have a property type, they have a duplex, and they want a duplex with a view. And they were asking me like, okay, how we do time the market? And I said, well, if you do a lateral move, same property type, same neighborhood, there's no need to time the market.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get in the market, it's different, or if you get out, it's different. I would say that again, but above the price is your situation and outside elements that dictate your next move ultimately. So yeah, I think we're still monitoring those global events to have more consistent and clear visibility as per where those mortgages going to go, and ultimately dictate where the real estate prices are going to go. But right now they've been holding up pretty well.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a holding pattern till September 16th and 17th. Let's see what the Fed does and what Bank of Canada does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is going to set the trend for the fall.
I agree. And it's an important time of the year, the fall market. There's going to be a couple of months, September, October, where things still going to happen. And then after that, depending on the evolution of global activities, there might be, right, because if we look at the number of sales, we are pretty low. So we might dip a bit, depending. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Well, we'll be here next month.
If you made it this far, I do have a promo offer that I do want to talk about. It is valid till September 30th, 2025, because I don't know when you're going to watch this. And you have to close within 30 days. So technically, you have to close by October 30th, 2025. I have a offer of 3-year fixed, 3.99.
Okay.
Or 20% down or more. And if you are a first-time home buyer looking to pay less than 20% down, I have a 3-year fixed of 3.69. That's the CMHC insured mortgage. So you see the difference of the rate when you get a CMHC insured mortgage right there.
Wow.
So all of these offers are available till September 30th, and the stipulation is the file must fund within 30 days of submission.
Okay, so let me translate that for our viewers. It means that if you get in a firm contract, okay, meaning you pay the contract becomes firm when you pay the deposit. Okay. Yep. So if you pay the deposit before September 30th and the property is less than $1 million?
Yes, for insured. So now insurability has increased to 1.5 million. Okay,
so if it's less than 1.5, you're putting less than 20%, and you're a first-time home buyer, and you're going to get the keys before October 30th, okay, I shouldn't say that, okay? You're going to, the notary is going to register your name on title before October 30th.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can play around with the time your name is registered on title and the time you get the keys. But your name is registered on title before October 30th. In those instances, you can have a 3-year fix at 3.69.
69. Yeah. And if you have, if you're, you have 20% or more, you can get access to 3.99. And 3.99 is also available for people whose refinances are coming up. So if you're looking to refinance, renewal coming up, and then if you're looking to refinance, so refinance is where you're taking out more money, you access the equity in your property, taking out more funds. So 3.99, you can take advantage of that as well.
And if you come up with the insured mortgage, who is paying the premium? Who is paying for the insurance? The lender? Again,
no. So this one won't be the insurable. So the 3.99 fix. So like I was saying, so the insurability, what I was telling you about, it depends situation to situation. So this lender doesn't offer an insurable mortgage for refinance or renewals. So the offer is 3.99, 3-year fixed.
Okay.
Okay. So this is for either you're making a purchase with 20% or more, or if you're looking to refinance or you're looking to renew into a different bank.
Very good. Well, thank you for that promo, Piyush. That's pretty good. But again, if you have a specific situation, everybody has a specific project. Reach out to Piyush or myself. Phone number is 604-837-1979, which is the year of my birth, so you know how old I am now.
Mine does not reflect my year of birth. My phone number is 778-994-3099.
3099. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good month, everybody. September is lovely. Fall is lovely. See you next month. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.